Ever since losing Vic Fangio, the Chicago Bears' defense has still been solid, but has it been the same? By statistical matters, it has not. The Bears' defense was the first-ranked unit in the league in 2018, and after a porous Week 13 performance, they fall to the 13th ranked defense in the league in 2020. So, is it time for Chuck Pagano to go? Yesterday, you saw the Matt Nagy rant, you saw the Ryan Pace rant, but today we're here to talk about one of the most important coordinators on this team and his future in Chicago. So, let's discuss Chuck Pagano. Let's get right into it. Guys, welcome back to episode number 103 of Uncut, the Beared Down channel where we talk everything Bears every day of the week. And I should probably add at the end of that, no matter how bad things are going with the team. But we did get some promising news about Ted Phillips this morning. David Kaplan reported that he is leaning towards retiring at the end of this season. I'm sure we'll make a video on that later tonight. But I am your host, Chris Maltby, today to talk about Chuck Pagano. To the right of me, I am joined by my co-host, Parth Shaw. Parth, how's it going, buddy?
I don't even know. The Bears are on a 6-game losing streak now. Yesterday sucked. I didn't really speak on the game at all, but I guess the Bears just blew it and it sucked. But I guess tank season's in full effect, and it's fire everyone.
Yeah, and you were pretty vocal this morning, texting me wanting to make a video about Chuck Pagano. So let's hop right into it. I mean, obviously, you take a look at the Bears' defense. Just a couple of weeks ago, before they played the Tennessee Titans, the Bears were only allowing 17.7 points per game to opposing teams. Now they're up to allowing 23.7 points per game. We've seen the drop-off from Vic Fangio. I mean, obviously, the Bears are allowing 250 just about passing yards to opposing quarterbacks per game, also 116.1 rushing yards per game. That currently ranks them 13th in the league. And you take a look, obviously, at their 2018 stats with Vic Fangio, they had only allowed 283 points that year. That was 17.7 points per game, first out of 32 in the league. So, Parth, I mean, I think this is a pretty obvious answer, but at this point, can we see that there is a significant drop-off from Vic Fangio leaving to Chicago to Chuck Pagano coming in?
Yeah, there definitely has been a drop-off, and I think it's become more apparent the last 2 games. I think the defense has been, picked apart the last 2 games. Rodgers put up 41 against us, and then Matthew Stafford yesterday, 34. He threw for over 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. The pass rush on this defense isn't the same it was with Vic Fangio. We don't see Khalil Mack getting the same pressures. Robert Quinn struggling. I guess the secondary of the last 2 games has also been picked apart too, which was holding up pretty well. I guess that could also go on with the pass rush not even being effective. There has been no pressures created by the Bears in the last couple games. It's been tough. And then the lack of turnovers. Yesterday we did see Bill Nichols with a pick, but the Bears haven't been able to force turnovers the last couple games. And not being able to force turnovers and get off the field on 3rd down, it's hurting the Bears. I think Chuck Pagano definitely, his scheming has been off the last couple of days. Against Green Bay on Sunday night, we saw the Bears on many 3rd downs come out and only rush with 3 guys. You're giving Aaron Rodgers plenty of time to just pick apart your defense. I think one thing you cannot do against veteran quarterbacks is give them all the time they want, because no matter what the coverage is, they're going to find their way to, find the open wide receiver. And that's what Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford have been able to do. And I think it all falls on Chuck. Pagano needs to somehow start calling more stunts, more blitzes, because this Bears defense has been picked apart, which is something we haven't seen in a very long time. And then with Vic Fangio, they looked really well. We saw that, Patrick Mahomes had a tough time against Vic Fangio's Broncos defense on Sunday night yesterday. The Broncos couldn't basically stop them on almost every red zone opportunity the Chiefs had. So I do miss Vic. I think Chuck needs to go. I think it's the right time.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's the reason why Fangio isn't going to get fired by the Broncos. It is kind of a dumpster fire down there, but I think holding the Chiefs to only 22 points is quite impressive.
Yeah,
I don't think
that's
the Bears
very
will be able to do anything like that right now after we let Green Bay go for 41. So we'll see what ends up happening. But just taking a look at comparing these 2 defenses, I mean, you take a look at the 2018 defense, they allowed 283 points. That was first out of 32 in the league, obviously. And through 13 weeks now, the Bears have allowed 284 points in 2020. So already allowing more points than that 2018 defense. You also take a check at their turnover percentage. The Bears, the amount of times that they're the percentage that they're creating turnovers on defense, they are 11. They were at 11%. They were at 11% this year, and then you take a look at that 2018 percentage. And it was at 28.6% that the Bears.
Yeah.
It's not saying the Bears were forcing a turnover on 28.6% of plays, but there was an opportunity for a turnover in that amount of plays. I don't have the exact number that'll add up to that the turnovers is, but you also take a look at the 2018 defense. They were first in stopping points, also third in total yards defensively. And then you take a look at this year's defense. They're 13th in points allowed and 15th in yards allowed. Also coming in at 17th against the pass and 17th against the run in regards to yards. So we've seen a drop off this year. In Parth, we've seen people talk about cleaning house. I think we both know that Nagy and Pace at this point are gone. Ted Phillips might be gone, so we could see the Bears with a whole new business structure, which is actually something I think important to look forward to. But Chuck Pagano, while it's been a drop-off, the Bears' defense easily this year has still been outperforming the offense. But do you think it's time to move on from Pagano?
Yeah, definitely. I think this Bears defense is too good to be ranked number 13 in the league personally. Guys like Kyle Fuller, Eddie Jackson, Khalil Mack, Roquan Smith, Akeem Hicks are all top 5, top 7 players at their position. And if you got all those studs with, guys like Jaylen Johnson up and coming, Tashawn Gibson's been playing pretty well all year. Guys like Brent Urban stepping up. And if you're ranked 13, something's wrong. And I think that starts with the coaching. The coaching has been a problem all year offensively and now defensively. We're seeing it get picked apart. And it sucks, especially when you have all these studs. You expect the defense to play well, and they haven't been able to. So I think it starts with Chuck, and I think he deserves to get fired.
Yeah, I got to go ahead and agree with you. I also think it's time for Pagano to go. Just taking a look at what I haven't liked from him so far, especially yesterday in the Detroit game. I mean, I don't think the man can scheme his own coverage for his life. I mean, I feel like in every instance where the Bears are on defense and their opponents have like a 3rd and 8 or anything longer, and that they're going to come out passing the ball, it gets way too soft in the middle of the field. Someone always finds a way to get open. I mean, we saw multiple instances yesterday where Marvin Jones and especially someone like a Danny Amendola was able to get open in the middle of the field and convert first downs that ended up being crucial when it came down to the final score of the game. The Bears did a good job at making stops throughout. Yesterday, I think, was their best offensive performance and probably their worst defensive performance. I only say worst defensive performance because in week 12 they were playing Aaron Rodgers, and that's always going to be tough regardless of who you put out there. But the pass rush hasn't been getting there. I don't think there's been close to enough blitzes called. The blitzes have been quite sporadic throughout the year. And unfortunately for the Bears, I mean, I think the only 2 players shining out on defense are probably Roquan Smith and Kyle Fuller. You could probably also throw Jaylen Johnson in there. I mean, Eddie Jackson hasn't been doing a lot, but he also, in his defense, hasn't been getting targeted a ton. Tashawn Gibson leads the team in interceptions with 2. And then, Robert Quinn hasn't done anything. And the unfortunate thing about Robert Quinn's contract is that it's quite backloaded. He's only getting paid $6 million this year. And the majority of that guaranteed money going to him is going to come in 2021 and 2022. And I'm getting a little off track now, but overall, I think this defense has gone stagnant, and I don't think Chuck Pagano's done anything to help them whatsoever. Buster Screen as well has just been horrible. So I got to go ahead and agree with you. I think it is time to move on from Chuck Pagano. I think some of the positional coaches could stay. I think Jay Rodgers is incredible, and maybe he's someone who you consider promoting to the defensive coordinator because he's done a great job with the linebackers, with the rushers throughout his time in Chicago. But, Parth, all in all, I got to go ahead and agree with you. I think it's time for Pagano to go. Overall, I think if you're the Bears, you just try and clean house. And we're going to keep making videos and videos and videos and videos on this throughout the offseason or until some sort of change is made. But I think it's time to blow it up, and I think Pagano is definitely one of those pieces because we've definitely seen maybe a slight drop off at times, but most definitely a drop off from losing Vic Fangio at defensive coordinator. So thank you guys so much for listening into episode number 103 of Uncut. Let us know down in the comments what you think should happen to Chuck Pagano in Chicago. Should he be fired? What have you guys not liked that you've seen from him so far? We want to know what you guys think. Also, if you made it this far in the video, do us a favor, drop a like and subscribe. We're so close to 3.2K subscribers, so we're going to keep making content for you guys, no matter how ugly this season gets, because we can get an early jump on our off-season coverage, and there's still a ton to talk about, so we're going to keep making content for you guys. If you want more content from us, though, head over to our website, beareddown.com. We're going to kick off our Week 14 Houston Texans coverage here soon, as hard as it seems to do. So if you have any extra time, there's a ton of great people who work hard behind the scenes for us. Be sure to go check out our website. We're also announcing a Christmas giveaway very soon on Instagram and Twitter. We're at Beared Down on both platforms. We do giveaways that are free to enter and definitely want to give back to you guys as much as possible. So be sure to check us out on both of those platforms, and we're going to be announcing a giveaway soon. And finally, you can find the links to all of me and Parth's social media down in the description. Instagram and Twitter, we're both very active on both platforms. Parth Shaw, things continue to get worse. We thought that we were going to be talking about a win versus Detroit at least to offset some of the negative casualties recently, but it seems like it's tumbleweeding out of control. So any last words before we close?
Yeah, like you said, it's just getting worse. I feel like I say this every week, but how much worse can it get? But I guess
just in general, the year of 2020, I mean, at least like Chiefs fans and Steelers fans get to be happy that their teams are absolutely killing it. But 2020 just continues to get worse for a majority of NFL fans, I would say.
Yeah, especially Jets fans. But, us Bears fans have it worse, I guess, right now. I mean, it sucks.
At least they get Trevor Lawrence. Like, there's one really big bright side for them to look up to. I mean, we don't know what's happening with the future of this front office. We don't know if we're going to draft a quarterback in the first round, an offensive tackle in the first round, a wide receiver in the first round. It's really conspicuous. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of holes, a lot of problems, a lot of needs, a lot of things that need to be solved in Chicago. And I guess we're just going to keep making videos and content about it, which is, we like to do it. So get ready for those. Make sure you guys, we're probably going to make coaching videos pretty soon too, I bet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely talking about some replacement GMs and head coaches. It should get interesting. We'll still find a way to pump out content for you guys as long as you guys keep coming back for it. It's been a pleasure to be your host once again. My name is Chris Malpe. Bears fans, look for a double upload today. We're doing double uploads all December. I'm sure we'll probably make a video tonight, either something draft related, maybe something about Ted Phillips. Haven't decided yet, but Uncut 104 will come tonight, and then we'll kick off our Houston Texans coverage tomorrow. But as always, do us a favor and stay safe and bear down. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.